The casting process. First of all, I always want the actors to think about this. The casting process has nothing to do with talent, the way it's set up. And it has nothing to do with your ability or your creativity or your imagination, the way it's set up now, because it is sort of like speed dating. You're going to come in and you're going to meet those people. You, the actor, are going to meet those people, or you, the director, are going to meet those actors for a matter of a few minutes. It could be 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You're lucky if it's 15 minutes. That's a long time. And the person you're meeting as the actor, the person you're going to meet, is going to make a decision on whether or not they even want to see you again within a few minutes. Yeah, I'd like to see it. That's the callback. And then there's a callback and other things are going to happen there. But you realize that the way it's set up, it's such a crucial process, but the way it's set up, it doesn't allow either the director or the actor to engage in any way that we can see what the possibilities, the potential from the actor could be. First of all, the actors are asked to read the scene. You're given one scene, maybe two. Read the scene. You come in, you read the scene with this other person. Now, the other person, if you're really lucky, happens to be an actor. Then you go, that's great. You need an actor, but very often it could be the producer, it could be the casting director, it could be the director themselves, it could be somebody else, doesn't matter. I've seen some horrible situations. So you're asked to read with someone who is really not prepared or skilled enough to read with you, probably not skilled enough as your level, not at your level at all. And you're asked to read that scene. Now, traditionally, what happens is then after the reading, what you're expecting as the actor is that somebody is going to give you some instructions or reactions or response or critique of your work. Then you'll get things depending on who you're talking to. That was very good, but we see it another way. Or that's fine, but here's what the director's looking for. But okay, that's nice, but could you try it this way? In other words, you're asked to make an adjustment. You're asked to make an adjustment on the spot, quickly, not go out and come back. No, right now. Make an adjustment. You know, we need more vulnerability. She's not as tough as you're playing her. She's really much more vulnerable. She's more frightened. Can we do that? You're asked to make an adjustment so rapidly, it's totally unfair. That's not what you've been trained to do. Nobody has trained you how to make those adjustments on the spot like that so you could get a job within which you don't have to make those adjustments that fast. So they're testing the wrong thing. Also, they'll only read one scene. You'll do another reading maybe, and they say, okay, that's great, thank you. And it was nice meeting you, and maybe you're gone. And maybe you never come back, or maybe you do come back. The thing is, nobody, and I'm talking to the actors right now, nobody in that room really got to see what you are really capable of. And that's what's really important. Actually, the character you're playing at the moment is less important than you. Your abilities, your imagination, your creativity, that's what we need to see. And your ability to work with this particular director. That's what the director really needs to find out, and that's what you need to explore with the director. So, with all that put aside, let's change it. Let's change it totally. We'll set it up the same way. You're given a scene, you're asked to come in to read for a part. Or you're the director, you've done this to all the actors, they're going to come in and read. The actor comes in, first thing I hope that the director would do is say to the actor, okay, nice to meet you. I would say to you, hi, my name is Mark, I'm the director. You have the scene, that's great. Only one question I have for you, and that is, do you have any questions? Just out of courtesy to the actor to see if there's anything that is sort of bugging the actor about the scene or the character. And usually what I get is, no, I'm fine. And I go, great. And sometimes I do get, there's one little question I have about a line or something like that. I'll answer that question. And I say, okay, let's read. I'll introduce you to the person you read with. If I'm doing the casting, that is an actor. That is a very highly skilled actor. And so introduce you, and you will read with the actor. Now, when we come to the critical moment is not your reading at the moment. Seriously, it's not. You know, there are thousands and thousands of actors who can read a scene beautifully. So, and you read it beautifully. So I go, okay, there's another one, another beautiful, wonderful reading of the scene. What you're expecting, you as the actor are expecting at this moment, is for me to ask you to make an adjustment. But I won't, and I don't, and I will not have prepared you for what's coming next. You will be totally unprepared. As soon as you finish the reading, let's say you're reading the role, and her name is Carolyn, you're reading Carolyn. As soon as the reading's over, I will say to you, well, Carolyn, that didn't go very well, did it? Now think about it. What does that statement to you really mean? I called you by the name of the character, and I told you it didn't go well. And I'm not referring to how you read the scene. I'm referring to you, Carolyn, and how the scene went for Carolyn, not for you as the actor. But I'm talking to the character. And you may fumble for a moment. You may be thrown for a moment because suddenly I'm not talking to you by your own name, but by the character's name. But my experience is within a few seconds, every actor snaps right back into the character where you would rather be at this moment, and you will respond as Carolyn. And if I say, Carolyn, that didn't go very well, and you went, no. And I could say, well, what were you expecting from him? You've been married to him for all these years. Did you really think? Now I am actually interrogating you as the character. This is the key moment, because what I'm watching for is that deep well of gold that's inside you, that creative imagination, improvisational imagination that you have. I want to see it, and it will come out. It will come out beautifully, purely. And suddenly I'll be in a conversation, a deep conversation with the character about the scene, about what happened, and just what went on, or other aspects of the character, everything. And now it's a deep character. Now, what I am watching, to make it very clear to the directors and actors out there, what I am watching in that moment is not a planned performance of a scene at all. What I'm watching and what I am seeing clearly is the Carolyn that exists inside that actress. I can see it. I could see if I cast her and we start working together, that's the Carolyn that's going to come out. That's what I want to see. I don't care how well you can read the scene and plan the scene. I want to know who the Carolyn is inside you, which really means I need to see deep inside you. And I will see it. And then at some key moment, I will interrogate for maybe only 30 seconds to a minute, not long. And then I will probably say to Carolyn, I'm going to give you another chance. And this time, would you really, straighten this guy out, let him know that you're the boss? No, I'm giving, not you, the actress, I'm giving you, the character, a plan as you go into the scene. And I will say, and you will hear that and you will go, oh, I'm going to read it again. Yep, we're doing it again. And then I will say, okay, action. And then we'll do the reading again. I guarantee you, all the actors out there, your next reading will be 10 times better than the first one because you are so totally engaged in the character now. And I'll also tell you something else. If your reading is exactly the same as your first reading, that will be a signal to me to let you go. Because you can't get out of your plan. You can't allow yourself to be loose and free and give up the control you had when you first walked into the room. That's the casting process. One more point. When I'm working this way, and I'm very clear with the producers and everybody that I'm working with, I said, I'm not going to cast the best actors. I'm going to cast the best characters. I'm matching character to character. The character I see inside you is Carolyn. The character I see inside John is Lester or whoever. I'm putting them together because that's the dynamic I'm looking for. I can tell whether or not you can act with the first reading. Okay, you're an actor, you can act. That's fine. I want to know who the characters are inside and put them together. That's the casting process.